Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. I am playing in the first tier 10 tank I ever got, the tier 10 German heavy tank, the E100. I'm playing with my good buddy Ike, and we have got a serious challenge on our hands here. Statistically, we may be behind, but at least the matchup for us is excellent. There are only 4 tier 10 tanks on either side, and there are a good number of tier 8s as well. Now, the reason why a matchup is so important for the E100 is because it is very heavily armored. What that means is that against lower tier tanks, which generally have less penetration, your armor counts for that much more. Now, we are absolutely loading this flank. We are investing our T10 E4, 2 of our E100s, but we do have that absolute beast of a gun, the FE215B 183, as well as 2 ISU 152s locking down the east. So the E100 is actually kind of keeping up to speed with most of the other heavy tanks here. It can pick up some momentum, and unlike the Mouse, it doesn't have that bad of a top speed limit of 30 kilometers an hour. And if you can get some pace up down the slope, you can certainly do some damage if you can connect a ram with anything. Now, El Haloof has been changed a lot. Previously, it would be more or less sit on the corner, and there was only one way to attack your opponents. You guys remember that. And they do have an artillery as well, which would mean that it would be a stalemate pretty much on a corner. However, now you've got so much more flexibility about how you want to attack your opponents. It's very important that you don't shunt your enemies in the 100. It's very heavy and you will do quite a lot of damage to them if you connect even with your friends, or at least your allies. So I stopped there to make sure the T-44 didn't reverse into me and get a surprise. Unfortunately for this IS-3, he got ammo-racked, the WZ-111-14 on the enemy team. Took him out with the first shot. Now this T-32 has made his way out behind the IS-3, and I don't want to block him. By side-scraping here, I'm effectively blocking this T-32, but I need to get some shots off. We fire our AP round at the lower plate of the E100, but he did manage to angle it very well in the end, and so we were unable to penetrate him. Probably the worst thing about using this 150mm cannon on the E100 is that you've got very poor penetration. 235 is the lowest on any of the tier 10 tanks. But when you do connect, it certainly has an impact as we take out an enemy tier 10 heavy tank, the E100. So I'm still firing AP rounds. The way to compensate for the AP penetration on this tank is to load heat, which has got 334mm of penetration, almost an extra half. But we don't need that really right now. As we go through that leve, taking him out, dealing 786 damage to him. And that's not a particularly high roll, that's pretty much just above average. Now, our eastern flank has absolutely crumbled. I'm trying to get a shot into the back of this E100, but the SD1 reverses just too slowly for me to be able to put a shot into the back of the E100's turret, which is not angled, unlike the side and the front, and is very easily penetrated. And I believe that this bump on the back is also a lower armor thickness than the rest of the turret. But let's not get focused into that now. Our eastern flank is failing. We are 5 tanks behind the enemy team. Me and Ike need to do something aggressive. What's better than pincering the enemy team between 2 tier 10 German heavy tanks, the second heaviest vehicle in the game, I believe. I come around the corner, and this is where our communication is key. We want to take out the most valuable tanks on the enemy team. And I get a clean shot into the back of the E100, set him on fire, doing 1000 damage with the first shot. Now I'm bouncing this Panther, and I let Ike know I'm going to kill the 111. I'm behind him. I've got more chance to penetrate him from here. Almost 100% chance. Whereas Ike would have to aim down at the lower plate, something that the E100 could very easily miss in that kind of a stressful situation. Ike puts a good shot into the Tiger II and finishes the job with a shunt, taking out that Tier 8 German heavy tank. We put another good one into the Panther II, and he just can't damage us frontally. His 88mm does have 200mm of penetration, but that is not enough to contest the E100 unless it's shooting up at the lower plate when it's not angled. The Pigeon on the enemy team, the Tier 9 Batchat, puts in a pretty good shot. But thankfully that low caliber gun will not do very much damage to the E100. So, we've got a couple of options here. One, we go back to the base. But firstly, we've got a shot on this WZ-120, which thankfully flies true, taking him out the game, but we do get hit again by the enemy artillery. We need to find some cover quickly, or at least keep moving. Because even though he's only doing about 300 to 400 damage to us with every shot, over a long period of time, and the reload on that artillery is very good, he's going to be able to certainly pick us apart. But we get a shot on the Panther II here, who bounces off our side. And we bounce off him too. That Tier 8 German medium tank absorbed the shot. And unfortunately for us, base is lost. In this kind of a game now, it becomes a case of, well, let's just get something out of it. And I let Ike know. Oh my word! That was pretty unlucky. It couldn't have gone anywhere else in the circle almost and not failed to damage the ISU. He puts a shot into me. I finish him off. Now we've got a Pershing to deal with. Ike puts a good shot in, and I come round the corner. I'm not too worried about the Pershing penetrating me. He would have to fire APCR. But that Batchat is getting very annoying. And now I don't shoot the Pershing because I want to give Ike a third kill, so we can get a Brothers in Arms medal. I believe the enemy were just going to cap out this game at the time. And I thought, hey, 3 kills apiece. That's a pretty good effort. We'll take a Brothers in Arms medal here. We've done some good work for our team. We've got 8 kills between us. Fair enough. In the game here, we've done a good job. But we might as well try and put some pressure on the enemy cap circle. Maybe they'll make a mistake and leave the cap, and then we can cap within 50 seconds. But that's our only hope right now. The enemy only needs to cap for 40 more seconds, and there's only one of them in the cap circle as far as we can tell. And even with 2 of us capping, they will finish before we're able to win the game. So we're going to go and get some honor back. We're going after the artillery. We've only got 19 seconds to get there. Let's find that pigeon that's been shooting us the whole time. And in retrospect, I gave up a Top Gun to get a Brothers in Arms medal there. That's being a pretty good guy. But oh my word, it just got real. The enemy reset the cap circle as the T-28 manages to get a shot into us. But the artillery is above. I let Ike know, you've got to kill that artillery, bro. You've got to kill that artillery, bro. Ike takes a 257 shot from the artillery into his tracks. And it's just got real. I load my first heat round of the game. And oh, disaster! It hits his mantlet. But we need to get ourselves into cover because the E50M, also on the enemy team, has come back. Now the enemies are so confident that they can kill us that they reset the cap. They had a guaranteed win and they gave it up to come and fight us. The E50 misses a heat round that flew through the air, slow enough for us to evade it. And now we are going to remove the T-28. With a dirty heat round to the front of his tank, that one's not bouncing. So the enemies have given us a chance. Now we're going to go after this E50M. He bounces his heat round off Ike, who was angling his armor very well indeed. We come round the corner and punish him. Ike comes round the corner. Oh no, 715 damage. If only he'd rolled slightly higher, the E50M would have been out the game. But we've got a lot to worry about now. The Leopard comes around the corner, bounces another heat round off Ike, and we put one in, finishing him off. Oh my word, we're on 11 kills now. We only need one more to get the Brothers in Arms medal. And I only need one more to get a Radley Walters. We need to get back out of this situation, the E50M. I'm covering Ike's side, but I let Ike know that we need to pull back right now. They've got a full health, well, not quite full health, but for all intents and purposes, full health E75 that we can't take down right now. We have to get this E50M. Where's he gone? He must be coming round this way. Oh God, he's there. Oh no! Absolute disaster as the E50M finally finds his mark. All of our faith gets put on Ike. And unfortunately, the E75 comes around the corner, puts a good shot into him. Ike misses. And that dastardly E50M takes us both down. These two Tier 10 German tanks showed you just how resilient they are and perform so well under pressure situations. You really can never count yourself out of a game when you're driving in the E100, and especially when you've got such an awesome platoon mate like Ike with you. When this game happened on the live stream, we were just joking around so much, and I will put a link to that in the description down below so you can check that out. And then as soon as the enemy left the cap, it just got real, and we tried our very best to be able to punish them for their overconfidence. When I watched this replay back, I saw the one moment where me and Ike just lapsed a little bit in our communication, and it's what cost us the game. So after I kill the Leopard on the enemy team, we thought that we could hunt down the E50M. And the E75 appears, so obviously the clear move is that we have to get out of this crossfire situation. We have to pull back. Because if the E50M managed to get behind us, then the E75 could just keep poking us, and the E50 would be able to flank us from behind and just win the game there without us having a chance to engage him. Ike does some excellent angling there to bounce the E75. And this is where we made the mistake. The E75 is currently still spotting us, and he will do at least for the next few seconds. We were so confident that the E50M was going to come round this way to try and turn it into a crossfire still, that we were both pointing our guns that way, and that allowed him to shoot us in the side. In retrospect, we should have probably had one of us side scraping here on the T28 prototype, ready to engage the E50M as he came around the corner, while the other one tried to harass. Now, while I definitely would have loved to win this one to punish the enemy team for their overconfidence, it wasn't too much of a disaster that we lost, because this game was just so intense, so exciting, as well as being filled to the brim with drama, and those are the reasons why I continue to play World of Tanks. Let's just take a very quick look at the post-game stats. So what a heartbreak, although this was a mastery badge in the E100 for a loss. We did end up getting the Top Gun, but we lost our Brothers in Arms medal because we didn't stay alive the whole time. 1,145 base experience for me and 1,122 for Ike. 11 kills between us. One more would have been the crucial contribution medal. And if I'd just fired that little bit quicker at the E50M, it would have been a Radley Walters for me as well. And I'm 99% sure that we could have finished that game against the E75 together. We made a good profit this game as well, even after repairing our vehicle and resupplying those couple of heat rounds that we fired. And it looks like I was kill stealing like a boss, because Ike ended up doing more damage to me and secured his high caliber medal. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like down below. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to see more E100 gameplay, then click up here and you can see an absolutely monstrous round, over 10,000 damage done by Anarchy in his E100. And let me know in the comments down below what you think about this Tier 10 German heavy tank. It's one of the original ones. Was it your first Tier 10, and how do you think it holds up in the current meta of the gameplay with all the different variety of tanks that have been added since it was introduced into the game? Anyway guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.